Hello and warm welcome to the final day of the second test match between New Zealand and South Africa. A very important day of the test match where, before we start with the day's highlight, just a quick overview of the last days, what happened in the match. Earlier, when South Africa started their innings, they scored 364, and the key performers there were Elgar 48, Erwi 108, Mukarram 42, Doosan 35, Bavuma 29, Jensen 37 not out, and Maharaj 36. And from the bowling side, Wagner bowled 31 overs, 102 runs for 4 wickets. Most successful, Henry bowled 35 overs, 90 runs, 3 wickets. Jamieson bowled 27 runs, 27 overs, 74 runs and 2 wickets. And Saudi took 1 wicket. And New Zealand's reply in the first innings, they scored 293 and they were all out, and their top order was rattled down. And the key performers in that was Nicholas 39, Dal Mitchell 60, Grant Homey 120 not out. And from the bowling side, the key performers were Rabada 19 overs, 60 runs and 5 wickets. Jensen 22 overs, 98, 4 wickets, and Maharaj took 1 wicket. Then South Africa started their second innings, and in the start they did struggle, but they managed to do a good score with the support of middle order, and especially when their Doosan scored 45 runs. Verney took all the way and went not out, 136. Mulder 35, Rabada, fantastic innings of 47, just on 34 balls with 4 fours and 4 sixes. And when the score reached to 354 for 9 wickets, the innings was declared. And New Zealand were invited to chase the target of 426 runs. And again in the start, Rabada took the wickets of Latham, Young, and as the day ended, day 4, they were 81 for 4, and then at the end of the day, they were 94 for 4. The only batsman who stayed at the crease was Conway, who was not out at 60, and Blundell was with him just on 1. So the start of the final day was when the score was 40 into 42 overs, 94 for 4, and both batsmen started to build up the innings. And in the very first over, on the 5th ball, Conway sent the ball to the boundary row for 4, and in the next over there were 2 beautiful shots. Twice the ball was sent to the boundary row by Blundell in Jensen's over, and that brought 100 for New Zealand. At the end of 44, they were 107 for 4. In 47th over, again Blundell played a beautiful cover drive which went to the fence. In 50 overs, the score reached to 127 for 4, and the both batsmen started to build up. Blundell was not out on 23 and Conway on 70. The both batsmen took their time and get themselves used to the circumstances and the conditions, and in 60 overs, New Zealand were 144 for 4, and Blundell playing at 30 not out and Conway at 80 not out. After that, both batsmen played some lovely cover drives and boundaries, and as they reached into 65th over, Sipamla took the wicket of Conway, who scored 92 runs, and he was LBW. And this was a big wicket from both teams' perspective, as Conway was the man who stayed there and proven to be solid rock, but he was gone. And when his wicket dropped, it was the condition now was obviously in favour of South Africa, 166 for 5. Grant Homey came in and he joined Blundell, and both batsmen again get used to the conditions and took the time, adjusted themselves, and at the lunch they were in 70 overs, they were 180 for 5. So this was the state. New Zealand has shown the fight, and South Africa sat there being consistent and bowling in the right areas. They're just ahead of New Zealand at lunch, as in 28 overs they managed to take 1 wicket. And as the second session started, just soon after, in 73rd over, Blendel's wicket came in where Jensen and Bavuma took the catch, and he scored 44 runs. Again a big one, as it was 187 for 6 at this stage. And the new batsman who came in was Jamieson, but as he came in soon after, Grant Homey was gone. His wicket was taken by Jensen, and the catch was taken by Mulder, and he scored 18 runs. 188 for 7. This was the stage where now New Zealand was really in trouble. Southee came to join Jamieson, and when the score reached to 201, Jamieson lost his wicket. He was taken by Jensen, and he scored 12 runs. And the new batsman was Wagner. But as both of them tried to push the score together, it was not too far and too long when Southee's wicket was taken by Rabada, and he scored 17 runs. And at this stage, there were 220 for 9, and South Africa were just 1 wicket away from the victory. And Henry came in as the last man, and they both tried to give as much support as they can give to each other. At 90 overs, there were 227 for 9. In 94th over, Maharaj took the wicket of Henry. He was LBW. He did not score any. And that was the end of the match. New Zealand were all out at 227. What a performance and what a match it's been. From being down to 1-0, they've come back and they've leveled the series, which is like the victory for them. What a performance. What a performance. Both teams had a brilliant display. Matt Henry was the player of the series for his 14 wickets and a half century as well. And Rabada was the player of the match. And congratulations to the team, their supporters and fans. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Do like, share and comment the video. Thank you.